Jeremiah, what are you doing?
Just playing with binoculars.
We need to record another episode.
All right. This will be dope.
What do you mean dope? Like cool? Like what are you doing?
Oh, it'll be cool, but it'll be dope. Data on previous engagements. All right. What is dope? Dope is data on previous engagements. And what that means is if I go out to a range and I sight in my rifle, and let's say I get data at 100 yards, 500 yards, 1,000 yards, it would be nice for me to go back to that same place and have a really good idea what adjustments I need to make to get to those different ranges. So I will keep a dope card in my phone. You can keep it on your stock of your rifle. If you're hunting, you can tape it on there. You can range and, all right, I got, 3.5 mils, so you can have it like that. And that's just a good way to have a great starting point every time. Now, environmentals do change, but having that data is priceless. And let's talk about how we're going to get it. All right, now that we know what DOPE is, data on previous engagements, let's talk about some ways that we can get DOPE for our rifle and our optic. Strelok Pro is a ballistic application. It's one of many. It's just one that we happen to like here. As you can see, we have it open here. We're going to select rifle. Okay. We're going to change the rifle. We're just going to hit the plus sign here. You can see that'll give us a sample to put new info in. Okay. First thing, this is our RPR, and it's a 308. I like to be really specific about what I got going on. Twist rate for this RPR is a 1 in 10 twist. So I put 10 in. If it was a left-hand twist, I would click that, but it's not. It is a right-hand twist. Scope. I'm going to pick my scope. I would like to zero at 100 yards. So I put that in, 100 yards. The scope height in inches is referring to the center of your barrel and the center line of the scope. This one is about 2 inches. We've already got it set up. This is a X7 3-18 by 50 optic that we have. So it is MRAD. So my vertical clicks, first I'm going to need to say here MRAD, and they are 1/10. So I'm going to add that in for both windage and elevation. So we can see 1/10. We're going to now click reticle. Here's the great thing, guys. You can go up here and type in Riton, and you will see that our reticles are already preloaded in here. So now all we have to do is go find our 3-18 X7. So let's look through here. We have so many incredible reticles. There it is. Boom. We picked it. Is it a first focal plane reticle? Yes, it is. Okay, that's important. And you can refer back to our first and second focal plane videos as to why. I'm going to save that info. Now I'm going to hit my load. So I need to change my cartridge, and what I'm going to do is add in a cartridge here. Okay, and I'm going to use the G1 application. You can use G1 or G7. G7 is used for extreme long range, whereas G1 is kind of the most used. Our caliber here is .308, right? So we'll scroll to that, .308. The ammo that I'm using today is Hornady ammo. I will find my Hornady ammo. I'm going to scroll down. It is a 168 grain match bullet. So let's see, 168 ELD match. There it is. I will click that one. Yes, I want to load that bullet. It gives me the BC, or ballistic coefficient, for that one. And our speed for this particular round is actually 2,700 feet per second. Now you can measure your speed because in different temperatures, the speed will be different. So I've plugged in a variety here from 86 to 68, just as a broad range. The more accurate the information you put in this, the more accurate information will come out of it. So let's remember that. So now we have zeroing for weather. There's a few ways you can connect to Bluetooth. Here on the right, the yellow button with the Bluetooth symbol. We can pick this Metro button here. I don't have service in here, so it's not going to pull up what I would like it to. So I can go in here manually and say, here where I am at today, it's 68 degrees. The humidity's 47%, and my barometric pressure is 29.53. My powder temperature, we're going to say, is closer to that 68 that it is outside because I have it left out in the sun. We're going to save this, okay? Now we have that. Now, what we're going to do actually is go save on all of that, if that makes sense. We're going to hit done. And now, you can see that I have distance in yards, slope angle, wind speed. All right, so we have our weather in there. We have all the information on our bullet. We have our bullet speed. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is save this. We're going to say done. And now you'll see we have distance in yards. You can change that if you wish to meters. Slope angle, wind speed, wind direction. Again, our weather is here. We'll click this, and if we want to put in something, we can. We can turn it off, plug it in. I use the density altitude because altitude is very important, but the density altitude and altitude are two different things. Altitude is just how high you are. Density altitude is how dense the air is regardless of your elevation. So I use that one right there, density altitude, and save that. Again, fine tune this as much as you can, guys. This is just an overview. So now our distance in yards, let's just put 100 yards in there and see what happens. 100 yards, calculate. Well, you can see that my vertical and horizontal down here just under calculate all say 0, right? And that's because for the drop it says 0, and that's because we're zeroed at that range. There's a horizontal measurement here. That's based on Coriolis and spin drift. So the bullet will drift off the direction that it spins just ever so slightly. But, so now what we're going to do, we'll shoot it 100 yards, verify, and then I'm going to go to 200 yards. I'll calculate that. It says I'm using an MRAD scope, 0.4, so I'll go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And I will shoot that. And if that is good, then I will continue on. Now, what you can do is verify some of this data. So let's say we go out to 1,000 yards, and it should be something around 37. 30 MOA, 9 MRAD, it's saying for 1,000 yards, okay? This is different wherever you are, so these are not anybody's measurements but what we're looking at today. If we want to verify what's going on, we can do a couple things. Oops, we can go into here, and as you see, every yardage there's a line item, and it tells us what our drop is for each of those yards, okay? The other thing we can do is come in here, and we can true up some data. This is additional data that we can add. We can measure time of flight. This will help us to know, exactly how long that bullet is in the air, and we can see and make changes based on that. All right, so we've calculated 1,000 yards, and it says that we're 9 MRAD, which doesn't sound exactly right to me. So I'm gonna dial that in. All right, I'm gonna shoot, boom, and you know what? I'm low. I need to come up. I measure in my reticle here. Looks like I need to come up quite a few. So I'll shoot again, and once I'm on target, and I've dialed what I needed to get on target, I will come here, and this is called truing your speed. You can true your speed and your BC. So yes, it's 1,000 yards that we're shooting at, and it called for 8.98. But I'm going to click in there, and I'm going to say it took me 12.1 MRAD to get there. I'm going to calculate that, and you'll see that it changes my velocity for me. I'm going to say use that speed, and now, let's say I go 500 yards, calculate that, 3.9. Let's go back to 1,000 again. We know we needed 12.1, boom, 12.1. So we know that's on now. Another feature you have right here is just a small little pocket guide for what your up and down corrections are from 100 to 800. And you can actually send that to people or screenshot it, which is really cool. The other thing that you can do, push the reticle button. See? And we can see our reticle here. This is pretty great because you'll see I've zeroed at 100 yards and it is giving me windage corrections as well as elevation corrections. So if I wanted to shoot 500 yards, you can see here I got a 507. I can just use this 1, 2, 3, my fourth big line down, boom, for a quick shot at 500 yards. That's helpful. I'm going to close this out again. The other thing that we can do, which is pretty cool, is let's say we have a 10-mile-an-hour wind. Okay, the direction is important, so I click direction here, and you can see if the direction is coming from my 6 or from my 12. Okay, that is not going to be a wind that I factor in. If it's coming here at a 1, I'm going to factor it in. That'll be like a quarter value wind. You can see here, if it's coming straight across me from right to left at a 90-degree angle, that is a full value wind. So we'll save that. We'll calculate, and you'll see that now we have a right hold of 2.2 for our horizontal movement. So what that means is I would just use my reticle and I would move it 2 2/10, 2 mils plus the 2/10, and that would take care of the wind. Let's talk about why wind's important. So we'll go back here, and like I said, we'll do this wind coming at our 6 here. We're going to save that, dial it up, and you'll see we don't really have a wind hold anymore, do we? Doesn't seem to be affecting us, even though it's a 10-mile-an-hour wind. If I do a 90-degree wind coming from the other way and save that, we should see about a 2.2, right? We got a 2.8 there. I didn't line it up perfect, but you see what we have here is that bullet is being pushed, and we're going to compensate for that. Now, guys, reach out to us if you want, or Igor, the developer here. This is a really incredible app that he's got going on. You can do just an immense amount of things. One last thing we can do here, let's say we have a target that's moving at 8 miles per hour here. Okay, and we're going to switch here to MRAD and hit calculate. And you can see the required lead here at the bottom is 6.9 MRAD. So if I had a target and it was moving at this 8 miles per hour, I would need, at this distance, the target distance up top's 1,000 yards, I would need to lead it by almost 7 mils. But what a great asset this is. Again, reach out to us if you have any questions about it. We'll help any way we can. But check out these guys, Strelok Pro, and report back and tell us how well it worked.